All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Now Tesla 5 Full Self-Driving. I've got today version 11.4.8.1. 8.1? I'm going to have to check now, right? 11.4.8.1. They're still pumping out these version 11 updates. Gosh, any moment now, right? We should be able to get version 12. We've been hearing about it, really excited about it. We're going to get going with the drive. But before we get going with the drive, a couple of things. One, I want to thank all my subs since my last FSD video. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, etc., please definitely feel free to leave a comment below. I love to interact with my viewers. So I want to thank Mr. FLK, Itch3Tech, Sachin K, T4M805, Brian A, and Craig K. Thank you so much. And if you are looking to purchase a Tesla, don't forget to use my Tesla link down the bottom to save some money. And also, they're giving away, right now, I think it's 6 months of free supercharging, which is awesome, ready to take your first road trip. And if you buy a Cybertruck right now, you will be able to get $1,000 off an additional Tesla purchase. So while you wait for your Cybertruck order, you can get $1,000 off another Tesla vehicle. I don't think I fall into the mix of that if you use my code, but hey, no harm in trying. Anyway, let's get this drive rolling. I've got lots of great things in store for everybody. It's just a matter of finding time. One of the updates to this particular update, I'm sure you've heard about already, is a single stock pull. So instead of doing twice, just do it once. And we're in. The advantage to the single stock pull is in the disengagements, actually. So as you can see, we've got slush in the roadway, and that's going a little bit fast for me. So snowy conditions here, actually pretty slushy today. It's been raining. And this is actually the first time that this road has opened up in probably about 6 to 8 months. We should probably wait for this guy. Okay, it is going to wait for him. Great. Creep line. And we're going to go aggressively in front of this car. Interesting. All right, so that was aggressive right turn there. We had a car coming from the left, and it did decide to just pull in and go. We can double check my autopilot settings here. I'm in average beta profile mode, which is usually where I leave it. Occasionally I will go to assertive, but today we're in average. We're going to head down to Pybus Market, which is my usual test loop 1, and this is the original test loop. So our first unprotected left turn here. It is just about after school time here, so we should have a decent amount of traffic to deal with, which can add to the stress level. Beta needs to creep out here to the creep fence in order to get a good view around the car to our right. As we can see, it's wanting to make a right turn, and there's a good amount of traffic here to our left. We should be able to go after this bus. And we'll see if it does. Okay, it did not. So now we're going to have to wait for this other car making a left turn in front of us. Should have gone. That would have been a good opportunity to do so. And now we could go if it's aggressive. Okay, good. So there is, as you can see, a left kind of in a merge lane, if you will. That's a fairly new thing for this intersection. That would have been the proper lane to turn in, but I'm even seeing that Chuck Cook's unprotected left, for some reason, beta is moving to the middle lane. So that would probably be fairly equivalent of what we just did there. So single pull, the advantage back to that is when disengaging, and oh my gosh, I had heard about how terrible these wipers are with this version, and this is nuts. It's not raining or anything, but man, wipers going ham, it's green, no reason to go, so there's my first intervention. There's no reason for us to stop there, even if it was a yield. So first intervention there, accelerating through the yield, but it was a green arrow, so it was a green light, so it should have gone. Windshield wipers going ham again. Oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. So I do have just the slightest bit of rain going on, but it's totally not warranted. single pull, if I can get to it, is disengagement, right? So before, when you disengage using the stock, it would put you in TAC, traffic aware cruise control. So it would maintain the speed, which can be, I could see why they did that, but could also be jarring for those who just want to take over. So if you did use the stock, which can be a natural thing to do, and are we going to get a stop here? Yes. So it's wanting to stop. There's not disengagement, but intervention 2. For some reason, beta thinks there's a stop sign at the intersection, and we even did get that stop line. So that is not fixed in this version either. So far, 2 interventions, both accelerator presses. Unfortunate, because those are easy. The big thing it looks like for this particular update was a new video module. It's mentioned at least 3 times in the update notes. So they seem to be making a pretty big deal about this new video module. And man, I would really love it if Tesla. Ooh, what do we got going on here? What? Why do we have the left blinker on? No reason to have the left blinker on. Okay, so now we've got, or the right blinker. It was right, now it's left. There's some, it was trying to get into that lane. Very odd. And this has never been a problem either. This light has always been super easy, not an issue. So that's strange. And as on all my videos, if you want to jump to the main intersections of my drive, feel free to do that, and use the chapter markers to jump to those sections. Okay, this next interaction is something that I've been wanting to actually just put to the test, like Chuck Cook style, because it's quite it's hard to know how well beta succeeds at it. We're going to get a gimme here, but this is a yield to the traffic that's in the traffic circle. We're not going to have any, and it has had either lucked out like this, where there is no reason for it to stop, or it seems to not know that it's a yield and just proceeds right through the traffic circle. And I've had to stop that a few times. Quite uncomfortable. But that's something that needs to I need to test. And honestly is one of the prime reasons to have beta take on that scenario, because the driver has to look back and over your shoulder as you pull up to the yield stop line to make sure there's no traffic coming, where beta can easily see if there's traffic coming that it needs to yield to. So that would be the ideal scenario that you'd want beta to take care of for you and not have to worry about. Whoa. So there is a disengagement there. I got way too close to the curb there. Beta got way too close to a curb on that turn. It might have been fine, but I wasn't going to be trying to... I wasn't going to try and let it do its thing. So we'll re-engage here. It looks like we got somebody that wants to get into this lane, although it doesn't look like... Maybe he's got his music on loud and just doesn't know his blinkers on. But yeah, that was too close to the curb for me, and I've never seen it do a weird cut-in like that on that corner. So we'll count that as a disengagement, because that's odd behavior. The next interaction is up here a bit. Let's take a look at the path planner. Yep, so we're going to go back down a rondo like we normally have. So if you want to skip ahead, you can. Otherwise, let me tell you what's coming up. So I'm so far behind on my videos, you guys. I'm so sorry. I got a number of my accessory videos out, including the biggest one that took me a good amount of time. It's my Magbak RimCase review. Please check out that video. I've got a code for 15% off Magbak RimCase. That will be up here on the right, and those are going to protect Uber turbines and the 21-inch induction wheels. So an awesome solution for preventing and covering up oh my gosh, can't talk today, you guys. Curb rash on your rims. So if you have it, you want to cover it up, that's a good solution. I even in that video go through kind of fixing some curb rash that was on my tires and seeing how that worked out. That might be an option for you as well. But anyway, Magbak is an awesome solution. Magbak's RimCase. And with my code, you will get 15% off your entire order. All right, our turn down here on a rondo, nice easy right turn. We should go through this light, no problem, a little slow. We've got a stopped car, we'll be able to go around it. Yes, perfect. Excellent behavior, excellent. And we kind of cheated. Well, it actually put us in this left lane. We need to be, yes, in the left lane. And no, we're going to be unfortunate. So this was my Pybus challenge. So we're getting some different thoughts here. We're in a right turn only, so we need to turn right. And it's going to turn right. Okay, great. So while that's not the correct lane, that is the appropriate behavior because we're in that right turn only lane. So credit where credit is due, even though it was in the right lane or in the incorrect lane, and purposely made that request, it still actually did take its right turn as it legally should have, instead of trying to move over in the mid intersection to cross. So correct behavior, unfortunate. We'll see. We've been rerouted here. We are not going to do that, but that is an interesting case. Instead, we're going to go ahead and hit our loop end and head back across the bridge. And I think what I'm actually going to do as well is even change the route up a little bit further and see if we can do some lane change shenanigans and see how that's played out. So I'll let it do its unprotected left here. This is a good 2 lanes in each direction, unprotected left. And we've got a decent amount of traffic here. It's not super busy, but could be a good challenge. We move that back over. We'll move that over here. We got to move up a little bit more to see. Creep fence is way out there, but it's just going to go for it anyway. That was fine. I'd like to think that it knew. And then I'm going to go ahead and override. We're going to go up the next block so we can hit lane change shenanigans. So we're not counting that disengagement because I'm going to see if we can get the map to reroute us. And I want to actually try and make this a permanent part of loop 1, if you guys will let me. Okay, so we rerouted. Oops. 1 pull. So used to 2. So this actually will be a good, interesting challenge. I'll probably have to add this in. So we need to cross these 2 lanes of traffic here. We can go straight, and it should be able to just go. Okay, so I'm going to accelerator here. So there's 3 interventions, 1 disengagement for the weird curb thing. With the cross traffic not wanting. Ooh, stop! Thank you. Woo, Dally. Okay, so we got one-way traffic. We got this guy in front of us that's going to want to go straight, and then we'll have cars turning in front of us. No creep line. So there are no fence, rather. So I think we're at the limit. And we are quite busy here today. The interesting thing is Ooh. Okay, so yowza. All right. And that car is gonna go, and that car is gonna go. We got plenty of time, all right? Plenty clear. Are we gonna go into the first lane? We are. Okay, good. So that worked out. And here we're coming up on what I call lane change shenanigans alley. So we can get in this lane, which is the lane that we want to be in. And I've had folks tell me, you're going through this section too quickly. So I'll move it down to the speed limit and hard stop there or slow down. I was going to intervene and decided not to. So we should not have slowed down for that car, but we did. So we need to be in this lane, and Beta likes to shift right up here. So you should stay in here. Path planner looks good. And that is the correct lane. So we need to stay in this middle lane through the left turn onto the bridge. So through this light and through the next one. And Beta does like to try and move over into this left lane here. And we're not seeing it. So that's good so far. I'll be making this this drive back this evening. Oh, but see here, we're getting the left blinker. That's good. Left blinker is good because we do need to move left, but let's keep an eye on the path planner and make sure it's not trying to get into this lane, but instead taking the left turn. Is that better there? I like the blind spot camera view, but for these drives, it seems to be, it's not. I'll maybe put it over here would be good for the drive, but obviously not ideal for. And we got the windshield wipers going. I got no condensation, just a slight amount of condensation, but it's basically just rubbing dry windshield. Let me actually double check my wipers. They are on auto, so. All right, so path planner looks good. I'm keeping my eye on the road now because this is the right lane. Okay, so good. We made that turn without shifting, so there is a bonus here. So lane change shenanigan alley gets a pass for this time, which is fantastic. Has not been the case for many, many drives. And then ideally, we'd continue to be in this lane as well, as we will be in a needing to make a right turn off the bridge here. Both lanes turn right, but we do need to be on the outer lane in order to make our path. So we'll see what happens here. Interestingly enough, Beta Wood had shifted over by now. Are we going to stay in the right lane? And nope, we're going to miss it. All right, so there's disengagement number 2. Beta missed the appropriate turn lane to be in for the exit off the ramp. And the main reason I disengaged there is it is a doozy of a reroute if you miss that. So luckily it was safe to do it, and there's my forced habit of double tapping. Gosh, that was so close. And I'll be going back to test that again because that was ideal behavior, but it needed to pick the middle lane in order to stay along the route planner, and it was still hanging on to being in the leftmost lane, which again would have taken us in the opposite direction we wanted to go. That's kind of frustrating. The rest of the drive is pretty easy. And we've got so we got a quick merge up here on the left. Beta likes to stay in this right lane, which is fine, but doesn't always like to play nicely with the cars on our left. Okay, so we didn't have any issue there. So we got one more left up here at the light, and then a right turn. So these are pretty easy. I'm going to start my wrap up now. So we slow down here. Let me know if you guys get that too. Beta always seems to slow when there's a car in the left turn lane, like we just saw, and that's frustrating too because there's no reason for us to slow down. Let me know if you see that behavior. All right, so three interventions, I believe, and 2 disengagements. And gosh, I think it feels like one of those like 2-step forward, 1-step back type of thing. We did see some of the wins. I would say is even though Beta did get into that right turn only lane, it changed its decision making in order to follow the lawful rules of, hey, you're in a right turn only lane, you got to turn right. It did change its mind, rerouted us, it took the right. So that was a good, not ideal, but that's good, right? We didn't get any lane change shenanigans and lane change shenanigan alley, so that is awesome. However, then we basically missed the appropriate exit lane for off the bridge. So that I've only had that maybe one other time way back in early version 10, perhaps. And only one version where it actually consistently made that appropriate staying in that middle lane on the bridge and then taking that right turn and still taking the appropriate correct lane in order to make that exit. If you've seen any of my other videos, it tends to take the innermost lane, make its right turn, and then shift over into the left outer lane on the apex of that curve for the exit. So that's unfortunate, but brand new version, I'll be continuing to use that and test it and see how it does. Maybe we'll see, maybe there was some sort of fluke or something. Not entirely sure. And then, yeah, some strangeness too with like how close it got to that curb and I disengaged there. Also strange that it wanted to, it's so slow for those yields where especially the intersection had a green light and so it should have easily rolled right through that yield. And other than that, you know, I think we did okay. So while that's a higher amount of disengagements and interventions that I normally have, I would say that's pretty successful drive on the whole. Hopefully some new interactions that will resolve some long-standing issues, and hopefully the other disengagements and things were just kind of flukes, right? So only more testing will require. And then we're driving into some slush. Are we going to slide? No. So we'll get some interesting behavior now that I've got some slush and things around here. This is the end of the drive route. Winter is now upon us, and testing is going to be quite a bit more interesting as we get more snow on the road. I certainly wish there was some way to tell Beta that, hey, snowy conditions, slow down, take things slower, etc. Or even better, would it be able to read the weather, see the road conditions, understand the temperature, and have an idea of what that is going to do to the driving dynamics and accommodate for that. That's ideal, right? But I'm not entirely sure that Tesla is even testing or considering that yet. So that's, you know, next level, it seems like, and I'm not sure anybody is working on that. Anyway, that will do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you stuck around this far in the video. I appreciate every one of you subscribers, and if you're not on X, hit me up on X. That's where I spend most of my time in conversation and getting to know folks, and we have an awesome Tesla community on X. Get involved, hit me up, follow me, and if you saw one of my videos, send me a DM, and I'll make sure that I follow you back on X. Thank you so much. Until our next video, which I've got some great accessories and really excited to put it out there, my interview with Craig Coker, the driver of Dark Helmet. We took a parade lap around and I got to ask him some awesome questions while riding in Dark Helmet. very slowly. But Craig's an awesome dude. Looking forward to sharing that with you, and I hope you all will watch it. Stay tuned. Get subscribed to know when that comes out. Of course, hit that notification bell. Share my videos. Appreciate every interaction you guys give me. Long-winded goodbye. Thank you so much. Peace!